Hey everyone, Jim and Chris back with another update. I'm excited about this one today. This is going to be a property management case study for our Palm Coast market. Now, a lot of you know, thank you for watching our videos. A couple of months ago, Chris sat me down and said, look, we were doing some research with our building department and our leasing department, and we're seeing a slowdown in the Palm Coast market. So we actually released a video letting you guys know a couple of things were going on. Do you want to recap them of what was happening a couple months ago in Palm Coast?
Sure. So we, coming out of, COVID, it's a long train, and we had all these material shortages, during the COVID crisis. And, still coming out of 2023, we were catching up on the builds that had been delayed due to that COVID crisis. But at the same time, we had started new construction, new properties that were now coming online at the same time that properties started a year ago. So we went from essentially having a year or longer build time to having a 4-month build time, within 2023.
Quickly.
So what this resulted in was, really a glut of properties hitting the market. And it wasn't just our properties. This was happening from all builders and, all multifamily communities that were being built, across the state. And so that had an effect that, had a negative effect on rents. So we saw a slight dip in rents, and we also saw a significant increase in lease-up time. Yeah. And so we said, okay, this is not sustainable. We expect, of course, a stabilization period, when we put a new property online, but we saw that stabilization period was getting longer than we were comfortable with.
Yeah, but we put a plan into action. What was most important for Chris and I and our entire team is we are always concerned about, are we going to get them built right? Are we going to get them built on time? Can we get them rented in these areas? Can we get them rented for the right amount? It's a constant juggling of the pieces. And it's something we take very seriously. And we'll never be able to predict the market, but we have learned how to work within the markets, especially for the long-term goal of, look, a building project or a stabilization period might be a little bit longer, but we think we can put things into place, solutions into place to make sure that the long-term goal is still very much in effect, and that is a performing build-to-rent portfolio for each of our investors. And if you look back, and we've included this video in there, we're really proud of what's happened because we took a lot of time and thought and action into what we were going to do to correct that Palm Coast market. First, it was pulling back on some builds, putting some new marketing initiatives into place, and starting this year, the first week of the year, we got some incredible news. So again, you'll look back to that video, we've included it here, but sitting here the first week of the year, just 4 months ago, we had 85 units available in Palm Coast. Seemed like a lot for the area. Today, we're down to 7. It's a monstrous comeback, but again, I'm really excited because we really wanted to, again, see if we pull back builds and up our marketing initiative, could we fill that? And we have. Also, 4 months ago, the lease-up times went up to 72 days, and that's higher than we're comfortable with, but we put some initiatives into place. As of this first week of the year of 2024, they've dropped from 72 days down to 31 days.
Yeah, and I think the key part there is, we're almost now, we've almost swung the pendulum back too far the other direction because we only have 7 units on the market, which is almost an unhealthily low number to have on the market. So, we've now ramped back up production on the building side of things. But we're going to be a little bit behind the 8 ball, which is quite honestly not the worst thing in the world. Give that market some time to build up some additional demand, which will drive we'll start to drive our rents up as there's less units on the market.
Because there's less units. Yeah.
I think we are probably the largest, if not one of the largest landlords in Palm Coast at the moment.
Which is still a market we truly believe in. And what we're always trying to look for is the long-term fundamentals. And that's something, first I want to say thank you. A lot of you reached out to us after we sent that videos. You had properties in Palm Coast. You put a lot of faith and trust in our plan, and you've been able to see the results. We've gotten some really kind emails. Thank you. We appreciate that because it can be a little scary when that initial stabilization period is longer than what's expected. But the good thing that I want to remind you of is stabilization periods, they can vary. And if you talk to the expert investors out there that are doing the most amount of properties or even large commercial, this is part of what they know is needed, and it can vary. and we'll always try to get the best results for you. But I encourage all of you to really look at the long term. Those shorter stabilization periods can be a little scary, seem concerning, and rightfully so. But if you keep at that long-term fundamental, usually things work out, especially if you've gone into the right areas that have overall growth occurring, like Palm Coast, and you're in a solid property where there's demand. And then demand was there, but as Chris said, just a lot of things hit the market. So we just wanted to share this with you guys today because it's something we're really proud of. As we're working side by side with you guys for hopefully the next several years, there's always going to be little things that come up. We can't control these fluctuations, but we will do our best along with our team to work within these fluctuations to get you the best solutions. And we were really proud of this one, and we're very grateful that so many of you worked through this one with us. Do you have anything to add to that, Chris?
I would just say that no one is more grateful that we have worked through this than Sean Humphreys. So if you own a property in Palm Coast, he is the marketing coordinator there. He is thrilled to have such a low unit count on the market right now. So I know a lot of you have probably talked to him. So if if you're happy with the units that got leased, give a shout out to Sean. I'm sure he'd appreciate it.
Yeah, the property management team is always going to be working double time. I believe they have the hardest part of the game and sometimes the most thankless. Tenants are mad if they're keeping deposits to protect your properties. You might get mad if they're not taking any tenant to get in there faster and taking longer to get that right tenant for you, but they really do care. They really there for your overall good and the longevity of the success that you want to have with your build-to-rent portfolio. And please just know that we're here for you. We're going to continue to grow, and we're going to have these things come up, but this is a case study we wanted to share with you. We're really excited that we're able to show this the first week of 2024, and thanks for sticking with us, and we'll talk to you again soon. Take care, guys.
Have a good one, everybody.